What's up, Cinemaniacs? I just got back from Mad Max Fury Road, and boy, was it a lovely day. What a lovely day! So it has been 30 years since we have gotten a taste of Mad Max. And thankfully, we got George Miller, who was the director and writer of the originals, to come back and direct and write this new one. And the great thing about George Miller was he made it feel like a Mad Max movie. There wasn't a ton of dialogue. The dialogue that was in there was really important. You kind of got what the story was about right off the bat. And boy, was the first 20 minutes amazing to watch. I was at the screening watching this with my buddy Chad, the co-host of Cinetalk with the Cinebros. So Chad was with me, and after the first 20 to 25 minutes was over, he just looked at me and go, "That's just the beginning?" And I asked him real quick, I was like, "Have you not seen Mad Max before?" And he goes, "No." "Oh, you're in for a treat." The visuals of Mad Max were stunning. The actors, you have Charlize Theron, Tom Hardy, Nicholas Hoult. Those actors did a phenomenal job in this movie. And if I actually had to say if one of the actors was a little worse than the other two, I would have to say Charlize Theron was probably the weaker of the three, but that is completely being nitpicky. She was fantastic in her role as Furiosa. Tom Hardy was great as Mad Max. And Nicholas Hoult was, I don't want to get into spoilers, so I won't go into his character too much, but he was really well done and a good little backstory. And they all played off each other extremely well. I mean, the movie was really action heavy. There were times it slowed down, and when it slowed down, it really slowed down. But there were 3 extremely long, extremely well done action sequences. This is mind-blowing action. Action the way it's supposed to be done. The evil villain was very menacing, and he was almost like a religious leader. People bowed to him and kind of prayed to him because of the power that he held over his cult, I guess you would call them. Very menacing, very evil looking. He kind of was, I can't even really explain it, but you'll see in the picture that I post. And cool, actually. I was talking with Chad at the end of the movie, and I was like, imagine if you had one of those things when you were driving around in your car, and you're just looking at people with that nasty mask on, with the tubes. Oh my gosh. That would be amazing. So the villain, there are a couple of side villains that are also extremely crazy and creepy, and they were very well done. The villains were a little over the top, but in a good way. It was a great action movie with long action sequences. If you are a fan of the Mad Max movies, if you're a fan of the first 2 Mad Max movies, you are going to love this movie. It gives you a little bit of both. If you kind of it was like an amalgamation of those 2 movies together. And you, for those Mad Max lovers, you will get some Easter eggs from your previous films. I counted like 3, I think. And I was like, oh! But there wasn't many people around me that were doing the same thing. I don't know if they hadn't seen it, if they didn't pick up on it. I just had finished watching the second movie while we were in line waiting to get into the theater. So that's how recently I had just rewatched these films. So it kind of stuck right out in my head, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing! But nobody else really did that with me. But like I said, this is everything you want in a Mad Max movie. You get the massive explosion, the total destruction, seeing the good guys doing whatever they can to succeed in their mission, and see how absolutely crazy the evil side is. It is to another level. I mean, if you've seen Mad Max Road Warrior, you understand what's going through George Miller's head when he's doing a Mad Max movie. This is like that, but to another level. You are getting more evil characters. You are getting more explosions. You're getting more action. You are getting more visuals. I am so glad that he was able to come back and do a take with all the special effects that are available to him nowadays, the budget that's available to him nowadays. I am so glad that he was able to do this because he did a phenomenal job with it. I'm going to rate this movie a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 because it was mind-blowing. mind-blowing. A must-watch this weekend if you can get out to see it. If you're going to go see a movie this weekend, it better be Mad Max. With me saying that, make sure that you like Mad Max movies, like you have seen them before, or at the very least that you like dystopian type films. Like, there is nothing left. Everything is at the very possible worst that it can be. And these people are just trying to fight for their lives. That is it. If you like movies that are like that, then you'll probably like this movie, even if you have never seen a Mad Max movie before, because you do not need to see a Mad Max movie to enjoy this movie. You just need to enjoy dystopian types films. Now, I have told you in the previous review that I did with the Avengers Age of Ultron that I would possibly go up in my rating. I haven't seen it for a second time yet, but after seeing Mad Max, there is no way I am moving Age of Ultron up even a half a tick. There is no way. Mad Max has ruined Age of Ultron for me. They did everything right in Mad Max that Age of Ultron did wrong. I loved this movie. Mad Max Fury Road, definitely a 9 out of 10. And when I see it again, it might go up and might get the highest rating that I've given to date, which would be a 9.5. It's not a perfect film. Like I said, when the movie does slow down, it does get slow. And I even had a person sitting right next to me go, didn't that movie feel a little long? And I was like, not for me. I thought it was amazing. I really thought that it is the best Mad Max movie to date. I would probably give The Road Warrior an 8.5 out of 10. This one, 9. Easy. Easy 9. Possibly even more as time goes on. Have you had the chance to go and see Mad Max Fury Road? If you have, let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. If you haven't, let me know what you thought about my review, and will you go see it? If you enjoyed this review, please go down and hit the subscriber button. Hit that thumbs up button. That thumbs up button is pretty important. I really appreciate it. And I will be signing off with, what a lovely day!